Hi, welcome to Allegheny West. My name is Joe. I live here with my blended family. My girlfriend's son Landon and I are going to show you around the house.
Come on in.
The house was originally constructed in the early 1890s, we think 1891 or 1892, and it's actually one of the newer houses on this block. Built by a famous Northsider, Max Klein. He and his family lived here for a couple of years until about 1905 before he moved to the East End. I bought the house in 2019 and from there started the renovations. It took about a year and a half. Originally, this was a single family home, but then in the 60s or 70s, they converted it and it was something like 9 apartments. I think my contractor said we took out something like 45 tons of material of plaster and tile and every sort of flooring that you could ever imagine. One of the coolest things about this and one of my favorite features in the entire house is the ceiling, which is still the original ceiling. One of the things that I thought was always really neat about this house is it has a huge pocket door. And unfortunately, there used to be another one, but we lost it in one of the iterations in the 70s or 80s. But really neat to imagine the way that the house used to be for parties, that they could have closed this off in the front parlor and then whenever they were having the party, just open it up. When I bought this house, the kitchen was much smaller. There was actually a staircase that went around. Took the staircase out and expanded it. One of the funny things is because there were so many apartments in this house, they had hewed out all of the joists. So the ceiling here sagged a good bit. So we had to jack it up and put in new boards and new support. So the ceiling's about 1.5 feet lower than it used to be, which is still about 10 feet.
Max Klein, the man who had this house built, owned a distillery in the north side, and we have some of his bottles, the original bottles from back in the day right up here.
It was really neat to me when I started to do some of the history research here to find out what had happened. He was a German immigrant who came over. He fought in the Iowa Cavalry for the Union Army, actually with General Custer, before he went on to other things. But afterwards he moved to Cumberland for a year and then settled in Pittsburgh with his family. He lived a few doors down in one of the Clee Row houses and then decided to build this house. But one of the things that I thought was really cool was the first time I saw one of the old bottles was just to see the history and have a connection to the house. I still knock on the basement and hope that I find like some secret distillery, but we haven't found it yet.
So it's really cool. It kind of puts us almost in his shoes, makes us feel like him for a little bit. Being young, a lot of kids my age don't really understand what the history of Pittsburgh really is about. And it's more than just the steel and the industry that came from the city. It's about the connection of 2 cities coming together, the city of Allegheny and the city of Pittsburgh, obviously. And this is one of the neighborhoods that was very much changed by that coming together of the 2 cities. And the area is just so beautiful, and it really makes you feel like you're walking through a portal of time. Back here's our wonderful pantry. The wallpaper is really loud. It really adds a lot to this space, makes it feel bigger than it actually is. And my favorite feature of the house, don't tell anyone else, is we have this sparkling water sink right here. So you just hit this button, fills the cup up with some sparkling water. And just like that, you have bubbles in your water. Now come this way to my bedroom. We'll take the fun way. Welcome to where I reside. This is my bedroom. It used to be the master bedroom, but since it's been converted just to a normal bedroom.
One of the neat things about this room is it was the only flooring that we could actually save. Most of the floor had been torn up, replaced, tiled over, or some other problem. But you can see some of the great detail on these floors, and I wish we had more of it, but this is one of the few places we could save it, along with the leaded glass windows, again, the high ceilings, and it's just a really cool room. Great sunlight from the street and view out. One of the things in redoing the house was most older houses, the laundry is in the basement, or originally in this house, it was in the butler pantry. So when we converted that over, we had to move the laundry room somewhere. So we put it on the second floor, trying to keep it somewhat timely with the tile floor, but then again, trying to have fun with the wallpaper, but saves a lot of time and steps.
Coming from the suburbs, this area is completely different from where I grew up. I walk down 5 minutes down the street and I'm at the T, I'm at Acrisure Stadium. Walk another 5 minutes, I'm at my favorite place, PNC Park. So there's just so many cool things that I get to experience here that I don't out in the suburbs.
Yeah, one of the nicest things about this neighborhood is how original everything is. You have so many interesting and unique places like the Modern Cafe, which is one of my favorite dive bars right around the corner. You have great restaurants like Pepe's and Nicky's, but I love being able to just walk out the back door and go to a restaurant, go grab a coffee. Everyone takes care of it. It's really nice to see everyone's passion for the neighborhood and also to hear the history of people who've lived here for so many years. We hear from the neighbors about putting in the brick sidewalks or digging up some of the pavement to make a brick alleyway. It's really nice to see all of the decades, all of the years, and all of the passion that people have put into this neighborhood. It has been a real endeavor to get the house to where it is, so kind of excited to share it all.
Thank you for coming. Now get the hell out.
The classic Cribs thing.
Yep.